Yeah,
that's so much of what you have to do with vet. Like I remember when I was in college, my brother was in high school. He had like younger high school. He had like a sandwich, a peanut butter sandwich with like cooked weed in it that he like made a firecracker with or something, like where you put it in the oven with the weed on it. And this literally happened twice. And he just left a weed sandwich under his bed. And this is a long time ago. And we were just sitting around in the living room, me and my mom, my brothers, a couple people. And Tobo, our little Bichon Frise, comes out. And he's acting normal at first. But then, like, after a bit, he's like stumbling. He's having trouble, like, moving correctly. And then it gets to the point where he's just, like, almost comatose on there. Like, tongue out, eyes red as the devil's dick. And for maybe an hour, my youngest brother was like, I don't know what's up with him. I don't know what's wrong with him. And then finally we got him to admit, he's like, I'm sorry. There was a whole weed sandwich under my bed. And we're like, how much did he eat?
He's like, a weed sandwich?
It was like, I've never done this, but I guess you can put weed in like something with fat in it, like peanut butter. And then like high school kids would like put it in the oven or microwave it or something. And like it made it active enough to get you high. I never did that. Seems disgusting, but he was like, yeah, he ate it. And we're like, how much did he eat?
It gets you crazy high.
It got totally fucked up. And he, this was the second time he had done this. And so he came clean more quickly. The first time he had accidentally drugged the dog with the firecracker sitting out. He like took him to the vet and then had to pay for it for the vet to go like, is he high? And he's like, yes. And he's like, then you take the dog home. Like, there's nothing we can do here. That'll be $700. Like that level of shit. But yeah, weed fucks up dogs just like it fucks up people, but way worse. I felt so bad for cute little Tobo that whole evening, both of those evenings, because it's like, for a dog,
he's probably having the best time of his life, though. He's probably just sitting there in his head and just like listening to like Bob Marley inside his brain, just like.
I hope so. I think he was probably
like
horrified, just like, I've never experienced altered reality in any way. Like I felt so horrible for him. I knew this one kid in high school. I didn't know this about him until later, but like he would like try and get his dog drunk sometime.
Oh,
like and I remember once like we were at his house for a thing. It was probably like either like early college and like everyone was at his house. We were all sitting down drinking and everything. And he was like wasted and like laughing, like, watch this. I'm going to give beer to Stevie or whatever. And like you, like even among like drunk, wasted people, like unanimous response. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, don't do that. You're going to hurt him.
What kind of dog?
It was like a lab, like a normal lab looking dog.
Beer. Miller
Lite. I don't know.
He didn't have Miller Lite. He didn't have
probably something like that.
Have one.
It's not good for him. You shouldn't like that.
Dude, he killed a raccoon last summer. The dog can have a beer. All right, come on.
He's a fucking killer.
Big boy.
This is the same guy that like after the party at his house once, because his family had a ton of money, like he took us out to breakfast in his car, and he was the guy that like he had all the garbage when we were all underage for all the glass bottles and we were driving on that road, and like he just threw a trash bag full of glass bottles outside of his Nissan while driving into the other lane. And everyone was like, what? And everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, it's like, yeah, this guy,
that's the most abhorrent.
It's despicable. It's despicable behavior.
Bag of like liquor bottles.
Very shitty. Like beer bottles, stuff that cracks. It's glass. Like,
yeah,
like it was
fucked up.
He did a lot of stuff like that where in his mind it was like, this shows I'm like a badass rebel, but to everyone around him it was like, dude, you're unbelievably like just needlessly cruel. Like, what is wrong with you doing this kind of thing? Like, do you not think about like the people's days you're ruined? Like fuck you.
I had that happen the other day. I was driving to the what do you guys? We call it the tip in Australia. The dump.
What do they do there?
The dump.
Okay. Where you dump like trash and shit. So I'm driving there and I've got my truck and I've got all this rubbish piled up on the back of it, and it's all in like garbage bags, and of course there's like millions of beer bottles in there because I'm a fucking drunk. But I'm driving and there's this woman. And she's Yeah, but it was too much recycling because I forgot to take out the bins. Anyway,
you don't recycle.
So yes, but anyway, we're driving. I'm driving along, and there's one like bag on there, and I'm like, that's looking a little precarious. And there's this woman, and she's just fucking up my ass in this like fucking tiny little Nissan Micra, and she's following along, and I'm watching, and she's only like 10 meters behind me, and I'm like, can you just like fucking relax? Because if anything falls off this, it's gonna fuck you up. So, of course, a trash bag falls off and it hits the road and it just fucking explodes and she just runs it over because she's a fucking moron. And so I pull up and I stop and she gets out of the car and she's like, oh, I thought one of those was going to fall off. And I'm like, why the fuck were you driving so close to me then? And she's like,
I have a couple questions.
Idiot.
So in America, if you're taking your own garbage to a dump, it usually means either you had like either a poor person or you live in a rural area. So do you not have garbage men there or?
No, we have garbage men. It's just that like in Australia, you only have like
call them refuse boys,
like specific sized bins that you can put stuff in. So every week you can only get that bin collected. So if there's more than what you have can fit into those bins, then you basically have
You're not allowed a second bin.
Well, no. So you can only produce a certain amount of rubbish, but I have like
There's a rubbish.
A lot of it was yeah.
By weight or mass?
Well, it's as much as you can fit into these bins, and they'll collect the volume of rubbish every week, and that's as much as you can get taken away by them.
That's a government thing.
Yeah, it's run by like the local government, so they have like
we have private entities most of the time here.
Yeah. So you can't just put like absolutely everything you have out on
anything
the
in there. They don't even check.
Yeah. Wait, is that how they do in America? That's awesome.
Throw a car battery in there.
Oh, yeah.
They don't
like if you have something enormous, like you can be like, oh, my washer and my dryer, I'm replacing them, and you can just be like, you know, I need a large trash pickup, and then they'll come get your shit. Oh. You gotta pay a little price for it because it's
anything that'll go in there, they'll fucking grab it with that fucking robot arm. I like to watch them because I have so much stuff. Like I broke down all that gym equipment and I just had beams, like heavy metal bars, like sticking out at every angle, like the fucking Iron Throne. And they took that shit, dumped it. It's gone. Car batteries, vats.
I usually go to the dump.
Vats of oil.
Hot oil, heat it up before they come.
Not auto oil. See,
I
but
go to the dump because
oil.
I usually go to the dump because I'm doing like renovation. So I'll have like a bunch of like lumber and stuff like that, and I'll put it on the back and then go and take it because they won't take it. So I end up with extra trash on the back of there, and it's just like I'll take it to the dump. But anyway, this woman, she's fucking like she runs over this bag. She gets out of the fucking car, and I'm like I'm wearing like shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm driving this shitty truck. All right, so this woman immediately judges me because I'm covered in tattoos, and she's like, oh, I thought that was going to come off. And I'm like, why are you driving so fucking close to my car then? She's like, oh, I just got new tires. I hope they aren't like fucked. And I'm like, it's not going to fuck your tires. All right. And I go, I'll give you my number to her husband. I go, I'll give you my number in case there's something wrong with your car. You can call me and I'll fix it. And he's like, okay. And then this woman just goes like, this quip. She's like, I'll probably just give a fake number anyway. And I'm like, well, now I'm going to give you a fake number because you're a bitch. So I give her a fake number and just drive off. Like, just fucking judge me. Like,
you think that I'm duplicitous? I'll show you.
Have you ever been